What's happening? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Monday Night Football. Oh, that's Sunday
Well, that's
night.
Sunday night. That's Sunday night. I mean, by the way, Carrie Underwood was at the game last night, and
Yeah.
shout out to Carrie. Love you, Carrie.
What is the Monday night? I'm trying to remember.
We have Bengals. Yeah, no.
What's the theme song on Monday Night Football? I'm trying to remember.
Monday night. What is Monday Night Football? I can't think of it. Someone put it in the chat. Sing it in the chat.
Been waiting all day for Monday night. That's Sunday.
No, that's Sunday night. No, we have. Did you see that? That one. That's Monday night.
I can't remember. Anyway, we're wasting time.
That's it. I know.
What's up, people? Welcome
Yeah,
in.
it's a new song. Someone said it's a new song, which is with Snoop Dogg and something else.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Snoop Dogg and that dude.
Oh my god! I mean, no one from the NFL is gonna watch this, but please, can we stop putting two games on 1 hour apart on Monday night? Like, just add it to the afternoon game. You know, I would rather have another game in the afternoon than, I don't know, dude. I hate the doubleheader on Monday night. I'm not a fan of it. We have the London games coming up next week, which it is interesting. For us, that ends up being at like midnight. Those games start. So, but the good news is the morning games go from 3 a.m. start to 4 a.m. this week. So,
yeah. So it's not terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome in, guys. We are answering your questions for week 4 of the fantasy football season. We are going to be answering questions all the way up until kickoff. So if you want a question answered, go ahead and put it in the chat, and we will reply to it. Super chats get answered straight away. And do us a favor, go ahead and drop a like as we're helping you with your questions. You can help the channel grow. Goat Ring says they didn't listen week 3. They're starting Burrow. Yes, it would be...
It's going to be interesting. I don't like that idea with Joe Burrow. I mean, this is your franchise guy dealing with a calf injury. He's going to play for the first half, hypothetically, and then I hope this doesn't happen, and then re-injure it, and then he misses 2 to 3 weeks. Just let him sit this week. It's still early in the season. I know this is probably a must-win game for you guys. But it's, as a Burrow owner, not even as a Burrow owner, as a football fan, it's like, well, we're just going to miss Joe Burrow for multiple weeks if he does re-injure this week. So
I think they should sit him too, but they're 0-2. They need to win, so I guess that's their thinking. I'm not sure. What's up, Styles? Welcome in, my man. What's up, boys? How are we feeling about JSN after 3 weeks? Still all in on the player in Dynasty. This is one of those reasons why my pick for the highest producing rookie this year was Jordan Addison, because I just felt like he had the clear path. He was on the offense that threw the ball a little bit more and less competition ahead of him. Lockett's still playing really well. Now, when Lockett inevitably moves on at some point, which we don't know when that's going to happen, Jason's going to be absolutely fantastic. But right now, you know, and I'll just say in general, like we shouldn't be surprised if rookies pop off towards the end of the year, whether that's Quentin Johnston, whether that's JSN, you know, or any of these other guys. You know, remember, Amon-Ra didn't do anything his rookie year until about week 10, if I'm not mistaken. So let's have grace for some of these rookies. Let's give them an entire year. But as far as JSN goes in general, still completely all in Dynasty, but in redraft, not someone that I'm excited to start every week.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a bit disappointing, I would say, with the snap share. I thought he would be getting a little bit more, but maybe they're not running 3 wide receiver sets as often. Yeah. But at the same time, wasn't this the team that ran the most 3 wide receiver sets last year, or one of the top?
They weren't. They couldn't because they had no third wide receiver to do that with that they trusted.
Sure. So that's why I'll clarify. But anyways, yeah, I second that with you. Still believe in the player, just a bit disappointing. I would say underwhelming, and maybe he's not 100% because remember he did break his hand, or he kind of fractured his wrist. I think during training camp, during that preseason game. So
yeah,
I think you'll get into it. We'll wait and see.
Yeah. Alcabar says, should I trade away Gibbs and should I start Watson or Dell? I mean, trading away Gibbs, that's a very generalized question. Overall, no, I'm not trying to trade away Gibbs. I'm trying to trade for him. Last week, he saw 19 touches, right? So that's a player I'm definitely still excited about, and I would be trading for him, not trading him away. Puka is playing tonight from what we understand. What's up, Goat Rings? Welcome in, my man. Volpe says, I dropped A-Chain after week 1. Oh, come on, brother. Come on. Jason is killing me. Joseph says, Goat likes the Monday night doubleheader. All right. Volpe says, Christian Watson, Breece Hall, Jordan Addison, or Christian Kirk in week 4. Yeah, that is a good question. Let me double check both of their matchups.
Breece Hall, Jordan Addison, Christian Kirk.
So Watson plays the Lions. That's on Thursday Night Football. I wonder if they kept Watson and Aaron Jones out this week because of the short week on Thursday.
The next week.
And then Jordan Addison plays the Panthers. To me, if all these guys are playing, I'll probably start Christian Kirk. I meant Christian Watson, my bad. Christian Watson would be who I would play because I just feel like he's going to perfectly fit into what Jordan Love is doing. But, yeah, you have some time on that one.
Yeah, you have some time. Right now, I'll be leaning Christian Kirk against the Falcons here, but and it's a London game, and didn't we see Christian Kirk pop off last year in London, if I'm not mistaken, as well? I think he had a decent game last year in London. I think the Jags are the ones that keep going there. But yeah, look, that's exactly where I would go if I were you there, Volpe. But hey, plenty of time. We're going to be going live every single day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, answering all your start-sit questions. So make sure you come back throughout the week as we get more information, specifically about Christian Watson, if he is going to be ready to play there. So
what is up, Noah? He says, A-Chain truthers, rise up. Where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? We've been waiting patiently, but we were rewarded. Absolutely. What do you think Mostert is worth in a trade? In redraft, I mean, I'd still I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I think I'd still prefer like a Josh Jacobs long term. Is someone that comes to mind. I'd still prefer a Jahmyr Gibbs. Look, I'm not sitting here saying Mostert isn't going to be great, but I'm trying to read the writing on the wall. Is this sustainable? Is this going to happen? Is he going to do this every week? And I just don't think the answer is yes right now. I mean, he's currently the RB1. I don't think he finishes as the RB1. So,
I agree.
Go get Saquon if you can. You know, I still am open to moving him away from my team.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, love Raheem, but that was one of the things I was saying. And, I mean, hey, if you held on to him and his value is just gaining and gaining still, what can you flip for then? Because before I was saying you should flip for a little bit less. You know, I think I was talking about getting a James Cook. I was talking about getting all these other players. You can get significantly more right now. But that's up to you guys. That's up to you guys if you want to do that.
Brian Robinson or Raheem Mostert. I think you got to rock with Raheem for now.
Yeah, you got to go with Raheem.
Drew says it doesn't make sense to sit Burrow. If they bench him, the season is over. Look, I would argue, Drew, that if they play him and he's injured, there's a high risk of re-injury with that calf. I would argue if they play him, then... And if he re-injures it, it could be actually pretty bad, and then their season is truly over. But if you sit him for a week, let him actually get healthy.
You know what?
I think that's the better move. But let's see.
I get it. Like, statistically, teams that start 0-2 or 0-3, the chance of making it to the playoffs is not the best. But at the same time, you don't have Joe Burrow on your team. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure there have been outliers, and we've seen that before. And this is one of the most talented teams in the NFL with the best wide receiver and running backs in the backfield there. So I think there's some opportunity for them to bounce back, but we'll wait and see how long Burrow's out for. Brandon, he said Laporta or Goddard. I mean, Laporta's showing up every week. At the moment, I feel really confident with Laporta. I think it's going to go down to what happens tonight with Dallas. That's what I would say, because Laporta clearly seems like the guy on this offense that he's going to play a big part, kind of what I was projecting with J-Mo being out coming into this season. I mean, I wasn't projecting this personally, 22 points this past week, but a lot rides on tonight there, Brandon, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I would just be aware Jameson coming back in week 6, is it? I can't remember, week 6 or 7.
Week 7.
But right now, it looks really good for Laporta. He is currently, I think, leading. He's like top 3 in targets, if I'm not mistaken. So he's an important part of that offense, and he looks good. Cole, what's up, man? He says, my player's crushed, but I started Jacksonville's defense and my opponents had Bills. Hey. Still about to win, need 5 from Puka. I think he can do that for you.
Cole, I did the same thing. You know who gives up the most sacks in the first 2 weeks? The Texans. You know who didn't give up a sack this past week? The Texans. Yeah. How stupid is that?
Yeah. Anyways, the Jags are going to be better. They're going to be better than what they currently are, but it is not looking good thus far. They got some things to figure out. I think they're a very talented team. They just need to get on the same page. Dalton Kincaid or Pat Freiermuth? Look, Kincaid, there's kind of 2 sides of like the rookie tight end argument so far this year. And Kincaid is the one that's not really looking like it's a huge win right now. And Laporta is looking like a massive W. So Kincaid right now, he just played 51% of the snaps. That's his lowest snap percentage of any game. I know they were blowing the Commanders out, but you would think maybe he would get more opportunities in a scenario like that. Only 2 targets. I think Kincaid will be better rest of season, but Pat is in my opinion the clear answer there.
I would agree. I also think that a huge part of this is how successful the run game is. Because they didn't have this last year, which resulted in them, I think, to throw the ball significantly more.
Run game and Dawson Knox is playing an important role, which has got to be frustrating for Dalton Kincaid owners.
100%.
Hey guys, 40 people watching the stream. Do us a favor, go ahead and smash that like button. We're answering your questions all the way up until Monday Night Football kickoff. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Drop a super chat if you want to answer straight away. Josh, what's up? He says, getting rid of Burks, take Dobbs, Palmer, or Downs. It would be Palmer for me.
Palmer, yeah.
Yeah.
Palmer.
Deathlord says, screw sitting Burrow. This dude about to prove all the doubters wrong. I picked Bengals win the Super Bowl, and I'm still sticking with my pick. Look, I think we all want Burrow to do well, right? I don't think a single person in the fantasy industry wants Burrow not to do well, because that means T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon do well, right? I think we're all on the same page there. But yeah, I don't think anyone thinks Burrow's bad. Maybe have I missed that?
It's not a bad thing. It's just more like, I understand like he should play if he's saying he's healthy. But what are those chances? If you're telling me coming into this game, it's 80% chance if he's going to re-injure that calf, and then a higher chance of him missing 2 to 3 games down the road, he's definitely not going to be your Super Bowl pick then, right?
Right.
But if he sits out this game, he gets a longer week to extend. You might as well. You still have life even if they lose this game. That's my perspective when it comes down to this. But anyways, yeah.
Tyranol 0-3, man. You can go 3-0 the next 3. Don't give up. No worries, Josh. Would you move Purdy for Fields? Honestly, like goat rings. I have to be honest. Like, I'm not looking to acquire Justin Fields at all right now. Just the God's honest truth. I don't want to acquire Fields right now.
This is what I would say. I'll give him 1 more week.
I don't see this as a buy low. I see it as like a panic button almost.
Yeah, I agree. I give him 1 more week. If he can put 28 points against the Broncos, who just got a 70 bomb on them with some rushing opportunity. Like, first of all, he's playing the Broncos, who just gave up over 700 plus yards on the day. Obviously,
that's true. If there's any week that the turnaround's going to happen, it has to be this week versus the Broncos.
It has to be this week against the Broncos, especially the way they played and how much yardage they gave up on the ground specifically, and also in the air, in the total, right? So there is life for Justin Fields. It has to happen this week. If not, then I'm with Zach. Panic button is hit. Like, my hand's above the panic button. It's making contact. Have I pressed it down? No.
It's making contact.
Yeah.
I love it. What's up, Cold? He says, played Ford and Flex over Moss and Tank. Going to be an even bigger decision next week. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Thoughts on Mike Williams tearing his ACL? I'm absolutely devastated for him, honestly. He was looking great. He was playing really, really well. Like, we were looking at prime Mike Williams. Honestly, we really were. He looked incredible. The target share was there. And absolutely devastated for him. Genuinely devastated for him. And, I don't really talk ill of anyone in our industry because I think everyone is really good at what they do. But what's that guy's name? Like, I saw this guy trolling. What's his name? We can't stand him, Badaki. What's his name?
Are you talking about
the counselor guy?
Oh my gosh.
He made a video about it, basically like victory lapping the injury. And
Did
saying
he actually?
Everyone was sheep for drafting him, that he told no one to draft Mike Williams. He said he knew this was going to happen. Like, I want to know from anyone in the chat, because I'm sure people know the guy. Is this the most committed bit you've ever seen? Or is this genuinely just one of the worst people on the internet? Like, I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell. Like, is this guy is either genuinely the worst person in the fantasy industry by far, or it's a bit that he's committed to get clicks and engagement. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of those two.
I'm just watching it right now.
Yeah, it's a disgusting video. He basically victory laps Mike Williams' injury, says that he knew it was going to happen. He told no one to draft him. Everyone's a sheep if they drafted him. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he is actually committed to a bit and he's a good person in real life. Or this is who he is in real life, and he's just a terrible person. I have no idea which one it is, truly. But yeah, I mean, you just watched it, right?
Yeah, I just watched it. I mean, he has two videos about him. Look, I understand. Like, you can probably predict. We do it all the time. Like, for example, Raheem Mostert. I'm not saying he's a trash player. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying, like, take advantage of getting a higher price. I think he's like victory lapping. Like when Raheem goes down, I'm not gonna be like, I told you so.
Right.
I told you. It's just like, this is kind of what I was expecting. Like, I think it's about the tone, right? I think it's the tone and how you deliver it, which is completely different when it comes down to content creators. But hey,
I mean, I'm happy for people to victory lap, but if it's ever around an injury, like, you're just an idiot. Like, frankly, like, with all respect, actually with no respect, you're an idiot, you know? Anyway, I don't know why we talked about that. Should I drop Hunt, Pirine, or Kelly to pick up a kicker? Honestly, dude, you can't say Kelly, right? I mean, it is probably Kelly in my mind.
Yeah, look.
I think it is Kelly. I just don't, like, when are you actually going to start him now? Right?
You can't. I mean, we thought last week was the week against the Vikings. This week should also be the week against the Raiders as well, going into week 4. But yeah, I don't think I want to. I would say this: you got to hold on to him, because I think is trending to where Austin Ekeler doesn't play and is back after the bye week, 100%. So keep that in mind.
What's up, MP? Welcome in, my man. Keeping me going through the workday. Mostert saved your ass. I love it. Deathlord, would you trade Mostert for Deebo Samuel? That's a good question, because those are two players that have high risk injury. Just the way that Deebo plays, it's like every play he's kind of like, the thing that makes him a superstar is the fact that he's completely fearless in the open field. That also leaves him susceptible to more injury. So I'd say that's a pretty even trade. I would argue, though, you might be able to get more from Mostert right now. I mean, he's the RB1 on the year, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of who you can get. I think you could potentially get a 2 for 1, depending on what that is.
Can you get a 2? Yeah.
I mean, can you get Saquon and somebody? If you're okay at the running back position, somebody small, can you get Saquon and, I don't know, I was gonna say like a Quinton, but maybe that's too low. Like a Saquon and then another wide receiver. I always go to Elijah Moore. Can I get a Saquon, Elijah Moore? Can I get a Saquon and Jacoby if you believe in him? Can you get a Saquon and somebody along those lines? I mean, that's kind of the way I'm thinking, but it's up to you, brother. Up to you.
Dalvin
or Mostert?
Definitely Mostert.
Yeah. Fields or Stroud versus. I think. Look, when it comes down to this, this is where I'm going the other quarterback, but I'm not giving up on Fields. Like, I'm giving him that grace. Maybe that's kind of contradicting. So I have to go Fields.
No, I would be going Stroud now. I've seen enough.
But like, Stroud is phenomenal. I think it's amazing what he's doing so far.
I've seen enough. Yeah, let's go Stroud there.
No worries.
Georgie, thanks for the compliment, man. Appreciate you. Start Stafford or Burrow tonight? Whew, that's a good question. I think if Burrow plays, you start Burrow.
Yeah, I think if Burrow plays, start Burrow. I need to actually change my lineup. Holy shit, because I did a couple Burrows that I don't have playing. when I picked up Browning. Anyways, let's see what's doing with Hull and Garrett Wilson in Dynasty. Hold, buy, or sell. You hold him. 7 goals.
Hold and buy.
Yeah, hold and buy. Yeah, I hear you. Hold and buy for sure.
I said this last week for anyone who has Garrett Wilson. Like, well, I'm gonna bring Garrett Wilson a video this week. Let's just say that. But like, think about. Just ask this if you have Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall. Can it get much worse than it currently is? No, it can't. It really can't. Cole says, how do I get a Fantasyland mug? Oh, yeah, we've got merch. It's been a minute since we talked about our merch, but we do have merch. So I'll go ahead and link it in the chat for you in case you are interested. So, Cole, I'll put it in the chat right now. I just put the link in there, but this is what our merch page looks like. But yeah, you can look at all our products. We got Dynastyland stuff over there, Fantasyland, tons of. We got bucket hats.
We got phone cases. Like I have a phone case.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go check that out. I actually forgot we did merch, but we do. Trade Mike Kelsey, Caesar. What's up, man? Trade Mike Kelsey, Sanders, DJ Moore for Laporta, Gibbs, Lamb. So trading Kelsey.
DJ Moore.
Ooh. You know, here's the thing. I don't have much confidence in DJ Moore rest of season. Like, I'm kind of pushing the panic button, on all Bears, to be honest. And I don't want to like react too early. It's hard to find a single thing to really defend at this moment, right? Other than like, okay, you still only gave him one designed run, last week. Like, really? I think he will be better, but dang, losing Kelsey. Would you be okay to lose Kelsey? Here's what I'll say. Losing Kelsey and getting Laporta feels better than losing Lamb and getting DJ Moore. So I'll take the CeeDee Lamb side of that deal personally.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm okay with that.
We have a super chat. So let's get to that super chat. Gil, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Very, very kind of you. He says, should I pick up Tank Dell or Josh Palmer off wire? It would be Tank Dell for me.
Agreed.
But Palmer should also be rostered, man. So Gil, if you're in a priority system, put Tank Dell number 1, Palmer number 2, see who you wind up with. If you're in a fab system, you'll know your league a little bit better in how they've spent fab recently. What did they do with Ford? Did someone drop $100? Or was it more like someone dropped $40, 40% and got it, So, yeah, you'll know your league a little bit better, but it would be Tank for me. But I do really like Palmer as well. Thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, man.
Shout out to everybody watching. Go ahead and drop a like if you have yet to do so. As we help you, you help the channel grow. James, what's up, James? Not really a start-sit question for Monday, but I got Carr in a super flex with Trevor Lawrence and Baker. Do I trade a piece like Tank/Tutu for the Jameis handcuff or ride it out with Baker?
I'm riding it out.
I think you'll find out that answer today. Really?
Yeah, I'm riding it out just because even if I don't know if I want to give up Tutu or Tank specifically to get Jameson. If it guess really depends on how long Carr is going to be out. If he's out for 2 weeks or if he goes on IR, I understand. And then Baker is back to the old Baker from this week.
Yeah.
In this game coming up right now, then I understand why you would have to do that, but I don't want to do it until I absolutely have to.
Yeah, I hear you there. I think that's wise. Tony says Tank Dell or Adam Thielen. Give me Tank Dell for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, I talked about this on today's video, Tony. Hopefully you can go give it a watch if you're interested in Tank Dell. But yeah, Dell is the one I'm interested in long term. Not really Thielen myself. Who should I start, Puka or Godwin today? I got to go Puka, right?
Agreed.
What's the best way to sell Najee? I'm in a Tin Man. By offering someone $100 to take him off your hand.
Yeah.
It's not good, Zachary. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's not good.
No, he had the opportunity this week as well and just didn't do one target as well. I mean, this is another offense that like they're winning games, but it's not pretty.
No, it's not.
And it's not coming off of the hands of Kenny Pickett either. So
yeah, and
everyone
they talked about before the game how Jaylen Warren was going to be more involved. Really, that was just lip service. He wasn't more involved. In fact, he had just as much touches as the week before. So that was bullshit. But 19 touches is 20 opportunities actually altogether. He plays Houston next week. If you have Najee Harris, I'm just being honest with you. I can't imagine a soul out there trading for Najee Harris and being happy with that. So you kind of need to wait and hope that he pops off versus Houston. That gives you some life in a trade, because right now I don't see it happening, man. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
A Jeezy says Ahmed was out Sunday. Wilson coming back in 5 weeks, and Mostert is a starter. You don't. A-Chain will be too boom bust. I talked about this in the video that we released this morning. Yes, Jeff Wilson will be back, but we don't actually know what the timeline is. If you guys remember, the coach was like, "We think he'll be back at some point this year." Sorry, at some point this year? What does that mean? You know? And then Ahmed, yeah, Ahmed will have a role. But guys, we all witnessed the same thing, right? Like, you cannot tell me that Devon A-Chain just averaged over 11 yards per attempt. I know it was a blowout. I know that. 11 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards on the ground alone. And he's going to be behind Jeff Wilson. He's going to be behind Ahmed, a guy who they picked up as an undrafted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. A-Chain being a guy they spent a 3rd-round pick on. I mean, and we already know that rookies' roles, they grow over their first year. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would be ill-advised to tell you that A-Chain's a weekly winner, because that's not what I said in the video, you know. But it would also be ill-advised to be like, don't pick up A-Chain because of Wilson. Like, yeah, you know, yeah, like, come on. Like, what we all just saw the same thing. And with the state of the running back position, why would you not take a shot, you know?
100%. 100%. I think what we need to do is understand that what we saw this past week is not a consistent thing. Okay, and I think don't get skewed based off this performance. Don't expect that Devon A-Chain should be started over your Josh Jacobs, should be started over not. Your all these guys that have proven consistent production in the past. And it may in 3 weeks from now, Josh Jacobs is still shit and A-Chain has a consistent 20 bomb every week on the ground. We have a different conversation. But right now, you pick him up if he's available, and I don't think he's a must start coming into this week unless you are struggling at the running back position.
Yeah. I think like the waiver wire has spoiled people so far this year, because if you've gone hard on the waiver wire, you've hit. If you've gone hard, you got Puka, you got Kyron, you got Jerome Ford. But that's not how the waiver wire always works. The waiver wire is not like hey, these are guys that are going to win your league no matter what. No, it's that you take a shot with fake money most of the time for your team to drastically improve, right? It doesn't always happen, but you have to see the reasons to take the shot, you know?
I agree.
But for example here, like drop Ford for A-Chain, no, I wouldn't drop Ford for A-Chain, but I would definitely roster him. Markin says, Fields is a fool me once kind of guy, fool me 3 times. I don't know. I'm kind of with you, man. Like, as someone who loved him, I'm kind of, I struggle to cling on to anything. Patrick Mahomey, what's up, man? Welcome in. Congrats on the W. Congrats on your friend getting a girlfriend in Taylor Swift. By the way, I just saw a tweet that said Travis Kelce has had a 400% spike in jersey sales and was a top 5 selling jersey this Sunday. So, yeah.
Gosh. Who would have thought? My opponent has Mostert, Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, and I'm still projected to win. I still need a good performance from the Eagles. Hey, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen there, Mahoney.
Good luck.
Hopefully, I need Devonta Smith to drop a 50 bomb to win, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Michael, hey guys, who do I start week 4? Okay. Can you elaborate your choices a bit? I respect you guys' insight, like, and subscribe. Look, Michael, I don't know if we want to answer this, and we can answer this question.
Look, here's what I'll say, Michael. I'm about to do my week 4 rankings after Monday Night Football, right? So I couldn't really say I'm going to give you the best advice right now. We'll be live the entire week, and I'll have much better advice in the next couple days. But
I would say this. I would go with the people that have performed well. I know that sounds it's a cheap answer.
James Conner, Ken Walker.
Yeah, exactly. James Conner, Kenneth Walker, and then one at the flex, and he has to go with probably Brian Robinson based off the matchup, right? It could be Brian Robinson or Alexander Madison, either way, or it can even be Gainwell depending on how he performs this week, right? I mean, just all depends on what's going to happen. So
I'll be happy to answer that question when we get a little more insight for sure.
And we go live, Michael, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day leading up to Sunday, outside of one day, but
yeah,
you should be all right.
Goat says, Zach, that guy's a clown. He trolls all injuries. Yeah. Style says, yeah, the fantasy counselor is terrible. I just try not to give his post attention. I really do think that's what he's going for, honestly.
Well, if you see him sometimes,
he says
the commenting.
Dude is trash. He's saying the same thing about Keenan, too. It's all because he's all in on Quentin Johnston. Okay, right. So,
I mean, I'm all in on Quentin as well, but not like that, you know? Like, you couldn't find the biggest Quentin Johnston believer coming into this year. That was me.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I was telling you that he's probably not going to be good this year. But anyways.
Travis Kelce and Devonta Smith for Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs. In a 14 team, give me Kelce, dude.
Yeah, I'll take Kelce and Devonta Smith.
Ham, Williams out, left a hole in my team. Have running back depth in Etienne, Ford, Sanders, Algier, and Akers, but have very little wide receiver depth. Should I trade Etienne for Debo 1-for-1? I think Etienne is worth more than Debo Samuel. I really do. And
I think you should keep him.
You know,
that's the best running back.
There's been a couple people, because I mentioned to sell. Debo Samuel was one of my sell high candidates before the year. And then in week 1, when the entire team was healthy, Debo was pretty average. I mean, he put up 11 points. That's fine. He was great. He was involved. Then in week 2, Brandon Ayuk only plays 50% of the snaps, and he doesn't play in week 3 as well. Debo Samuel goes off. So right now, Debo's not a buy for me. Like, I would still be looking at potentially selling high on Debo Samuel. It's not because I don't like him. It's not because I don't think he's going to have great weeks or have spike weeks. It's because I think there are better overall players rest of season than a Debo Samuel that I feel better about. A.J. Brown, who's not been performing. Keenan Allen. I'd rather have Devontae Adams. Diggs. CeeDee Lamb. Jamar Chase. You know, so it's not that I dislike Debo in any sort of way. It's just I think Etienne is worth much more than that. I mean, he's getting a ridiculous amount of usage. He's the guy. So far, the Tank Bigsby truthers, there's not really much to celebrate. Yeah, I mean, he just had 24 touches. You know, so.
Yeah, I mean, and he did great this past week.
If you're trading Etienne, like, I want one of those guys that I mentioned. I want a CeeDee Lamb. I want an A.J. Brown. I want a Keenan Allen, an Adams, a Diggs. And here's what I'll say as well, guys. Keep in mind, in trades, and I have some teams where I'm stacked at running back and people are trying to get a running back off of me. Hey, guess what? The market has made itself. You got to overpay for a running back now. Like, I'm not going to give you equal value. For example, if I have Travis Etienne and someone says, hey, Debo Samuel's probably equal value, I'd say, you're probably right, but there's a lot more wide receivers you can start than superstar running backs right now. Like, those are very few and far between to find a superstar running back. So you're going to have, like, respectfully, you're going to have to pay up a little bit more to get my running back off my hands because it's worth more than your star wide receiver. It really is right now, you know, with the way injuries are going. So, yeah.
Anyway. I agree.
Rahil?
Rahil said, which quarterback should I start today, Stafford, Burrow, or Mayfield? I think if Burrow's starting, you have to start Burrow, but I don't love the idea of it.
Yeah. Over under 10 catches tonight. I'm going to say under. I'm going to say he comes back down to earth, but he's still very good. Like, I would say 7 to 10 catches range. How crazy is that?
I mean, it's been kind of crazy these past couple weeks.
Yeah. Bean says, do I trade Tyreek Hill and Ramondre Stevenson for Keenan Allen and Travis Etienne and Sam Laporta? My wide receivers are Smitty and Wilson. Running backs are Madison and Stevenson. So you do upgrade at running back. Man, but losing Tyreek Hill, that is tough.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
In a 10-teamer, I'm keeping Tyreek Hill, as crazy as that sounds, dude.
And Sam Laporta. Yeah, I mean, in a 10-teamer, I'm assuming there could be tight ends available on waiver wires.
Yeah.
Maybe Zach Ertz or something like that over Pitts long term if that works out. So I hear you.
Yeah.
Lakers, how you doing, man? So how you boys been? It's been a minute. Don't forget, I'm out here at the UDM watching out for Roman Hardenberg. I love that. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's one of your Devi dudes.
Roman
Not
Hemby?
Devi dudes, but like a Devi running back. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly have not looked up him enough to speak about him, but I'll definitely give him a look now.
No, that's awesome. Out of Raymond James Stadium, huh? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Have a good night, right Lakers, by the way. It's good to hear from you, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Steven said, big rip to Fields. Good news for Chubb, though. Yeah, that's amazing. For Chubb.
And, awesome. You know, I saw a lot of people kind of panic selling him. Like
we had somebody in one of our leagues sell him for a third or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, an older guy, 28 years old. I think if I'm not mistaken, they have an out after this year in 2024. But look, it just all depends on how he's going to come back and what that's going to look like. And the fact that it's not all of those multiple ligament tears, they do have an out after 2024. So he could walk away from this team. The team could release him and move forward. But I guess it all depends on where he goes next, if there is a new spot.
Kendre Miller, Charbonnet. I'm still sticking to Charb. In fact, you know, that's a good talking point for anyone who is curious or may not realize. Charbonnet's snap percentage went from 24% to 56 to 43, and he's had more touches every game so far this year. Meanwhile, Ken Walker still kind of super reliable touches, but his snap percentage has gone down every week from 63 to 61 to 51%. So that's just something to watch. I'm not saying Ken Walker is not valuable. You know, I'm not saying sell him. I'm just saying something to watch as the season progresses.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, Zach Evans ruled out tonight. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of shocked by that as well. I definitely thought that moving on from Cam Akers would open up some opportunities for him, but no, not yet. What's up, Michael? Welcome in. Steven says, what are the odds we see my guy Malik Willis on Sunday?
I mean, Tannehill played terrible. I mean, that was one of the games I watched this past weekend, the Browns versus the Titans. Tannehill, first of all, had no time, and every time he threw the ball, I think it was a little bit off. A lot of factors. I think this team is trying to be what they're not, which is really frustrating. Maybe that's me coming as a Derrick Henry believer. But every time Derrick Henry got the ball, it felt like it was a more manageable second or third down. But every time they try to throw the ball on first down, it was a third and long. It was a sack. He held the ball too long.
So I hear what you're saying, but Henry only averaged 1.8 yards per attempt on that game.
And that's what I'm saying. I completely agree, and I'm not disagreeing when it comes down to that. But I think it's also the context, right? Like, once again, I watched the game the whole time. They were down. They didn't run the ball at all. Derrick Henry didn't see the snaps that we all expected. If he did run, it was, third and 5.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to run the ball and hand it off to Henry, and they knew what was coming because Tyjae Spears was off, and they had the run package. It was so stupid the way they're play calling for the Titans, not just specifically for Derrick Henry. I think for DeAndre Hopkins as well, for Treylon Burks, for all these guys. But yeah, I think they need to go back to what they know and run the ball, even if it's with Tyjae. Tyjae has been getting space at times when he had the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
And in the air. They're just trying to do something that they're not right now, which is frustrating.
This is one of those reasons that I was not in on Derrick Henry this year, was because I kind of alluded to, I feel like at some point they're going to realize that their team built around Derrick Henry is capped. Like, built around a 29-year-old running back who's had multiple surgeries, not on his knee or anything, but on his foot and other areas. Building your offense around a almost 30-year-old running back, how long can that be sustainable? And I think they addressed that this offseason, and they're now trying to adjust their game. So I understand that they looked better when Henry was the guy, but at the same time, I think they realized, hey, we're never going to win a Super Bowl like this. Like, we're never going to be serious competitors in the AFC like this, And I think that's what you're seeing now is they're trying to kind of figure it out a little bit. But yeah, not good for Treylon Burks. They're using him like exclusively as a deep threat instead of using him like out of the slot and kind of like a big slot. Like that's the ideal role for Treylon. He played most of his time in the slot. Yak, he's a great yak receiver. Not giving him any opportunities to do that. It's really frustrating so far for sure. And again, why did D-Hop go there? Why? Why was this a choice?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's looking awful in Tennessee right now. That's honestly like low key. Not many people are talking about it, but that to me is the, even beyond Justin Fields' situation, is like the biggest red flag offense.
They don't know what they're doing, I think, in that offense, and they should go back to basics, because once you start running the ball with Henry, it opens up for D-Hop and Treylon Burks.
Yeah.
Go back to your identity and then move on, but we'll see what happens. Bradley, excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. $20 dono just to say Mostert went off last night. Holy crap, he absolutely did. RB1. I mean, both the Dolphins running backs finished RB1 and RB2, if I'm not mistaken. Had a phenomenal game this week. I played against Raheem Mostert in one of our big home money leagues. How frustrating is that?
Frustrating. It's got to be a little more frustrating, though, if you sat Devon Achane and started Jaylen Warren like this idiot right here. Tough. I would have won.
Tough.
What can you do? Thank you for the super chat, Bradley. That's very kind of you, man. Appreciate y'all. Traded Garrett for Kamara and Debo and a Tin Man. I'm guessing that's Garrett Wilson, and I really like that.
I love that.
Michael says, thanks, no worries. Got you. I think we answered that. I just lost Mike Williams. What's your week 4 wide receiver pickup? I just released a video, top 10 pickups on our channel, and we talk about Palmer. We talk about Tank Dell. But yeah, I would say Josh Palmer. Actually, of the list that you've given me, no, I'd put Palmer 1 now and Elijah Moore 2. That's how I would rank them.
I think both should be rostered.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah. What else we got? Patrick Mahomes, crazy for thinking to start Tank Dell over McLaurin week 4. I don't think so. Scary Terry's been looking like terrible Terry for me so far. I think
that entire receiving offense was awful.
It's terrible. Yeah. I mean, this is a game I didn't watch in full. I don't know you have, but I'm a Jahan Dotson owner, and another guy I'm kind of panicking on because we're not seeing
there.
Yeah, the targets are not there. The snaps are there. He's on the field, like 94.
He's on the field. He's running a ton of routes. It's just not there. I mean, like, as a Commanders fan, do I think Sam Howell's the future of this team? I'm not ready to sit here and say no, but probably not. And for fantasy purposes, I know for damn sure Jacoby Brissett would be better for these guys than Sam Howell right now. I want Sam Howell to be better, but anyway.
The thing is, I don't think we'll see Jacoby anytime soon because, we saw Sam Howell win the first 2 games and had his worst game. Let's see how he bounced back this week.
Yeah, agreed. It's not a better matchup with Philadelphia.
Yeah,
you guys think the owner with Kyle Pitts as tight end 1 would do this trade? I give Hunter Henry, he gives me Addison or Miles Sanders. I wouldn't do that. I would just stream a tight end instead of giving up a really valuable piece, but I would send the offer, see what happens.
Yeah.
Does AJ Dillon give you 13 points? He should, hopefully. Oh, sorry, AJ Brown. My bad.
AJ Brown.
Yes,
absolutely.
He should.
By the way, the game started, but no stress.
The game is starting. Yeah, we won't be live much longer from here on out.
We can watch a couple plays together if you wanted to. Give it to Rashad.
Let's watch this first play together, this first drive together, and then we'll probably log off for the night, guys. Yeah, but we'll be live tomorrow night as well.
If you guys want your questions answered while we're still live, you can drop a super chat, but I don't think we're going to go through anyone. Rashad for about a gain of 2.
Yeah,
I don't know if
we're going to see that a lot tonight.
We'll see. Maybe he'll break out for one there. Baker, I want this to be a successful game for Baker. If there is something positive that can come out of this, is that the Eagles lose.
Yes.
As a Giants fan and as a Commanders fan, right? Like the Eagles need to lose.
Yeah.
But do we envision Baker Mayfield doing that? Absolutely not.
No.
So we'll wait and
second
see.
And 8 here. You're a little bit ahead of me, I think. But second and 8. Baker in the shotgun. Hands it off to Rachaad White again. And he gets about 4 yards there.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd and short now.
Tampa Bay. Man, I can't believe I used to live over there.
Yeah.
I used to ride across. That's a lie. I used to go to school right across the street from the Raymond James Stadium. A good old Cuban sandwich spot over there.
Man, I didn't forget about Cade Otton, but it's like, damn, that guy's kind of useless for fantasy, isn't he? I mean, tonight will be the night watch. 3rd and 3.
We'll see, because the Baker, the couple games I was watching, he was dumping it off.
Okay.
Look at the Baker just looks different.
There you go. Yeah, Baker's got that confidence.
Yeah, he does got the confidence. He's like, yo, I'm 2-0, my guy. I got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Dude, if you're a Bucs fan, do you actually start believing in Baker?
He's not our franchise quarterback, but this year I'm rocking with him. That's what I would say. If
he's successful this year, he is your franchise quarterback for the next year.
But that's also frustrating, you know. Like, you are one of the top teams to have the chances to get Caleb, but clearly that's not the case.
Yeah, you're a better team than people gave you credit for. They're the Seahawks this year. Oh. Overthrew. Anyway, that's probably it for today, guys. We will be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go watch Monday Night Football. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. We'll see you guys soon. All love.
Love.